It's the beginning of a new era in Brazil. Dilma Rousseff was sworn in as president on Saturday on what was a very rainy day. She pledged inflation won't get in her way of ridding Latin America's biggest economy of poverty. So far, traders do like what they're hearing. The Bovespa hit a 4-week high this morning. For more on what to expect under Rousseff, we want to bring in Marcelo Salomon. He's chief Brazil economist for Barclays Capital. So, Marcelo, are you as optimistic as traders seem to be this morning?
Oh, hi, Margaret. There are a lot of very high hopes about Brazil right now, but we're looking at the challenges, the near-term and the medium and long-term challenges that are slated for Brazil, and they're not small.
Well, they're not small. Inflation's one of the things that seems to be overhanging at least the heads of economists right now. How concerned are you, and how can Rousseff get that under control?
You know, we're quite concerned with inflation, and we're forecasting an above consensus 6.3% IPCA inflation forecast for the end of this 2011. And the big question mark is what the new administration is going to be doing with the monetary and fiscal policy mix going forward.
So what is she going to be doing? Because, I mean, Rousseff, pretty much up till now, most of the economists and market watchers we've had on have said expect more of the same, expect the policies of Lula to continue under Rousseff. But what you're describing is a situation that will almost require her to take a new path.
You know, I think it's the continuity that we're talking about is more on the fiscal policy side, which means that more spending is going to happen. We're already seeing the tapes being hit today with information about some freezes on the budget and some restraints on spending. But I think that's not going to be enough to prevent monetary policy from being hiked already in the beginning of this year, already in the next Copom meeting, which is going to happen in January.
Yeah, well, Rousseff has said she wants real interest rates to come down in the years of her administration. How real is that?
You know, I think if you look in the long term, and if you plot real interest rates in Brazil over the last 12 to 15 years, they have actually been gradually moving down, and I think that this trend is going to continue going forward. But we should not be expecting any abrupt or any real interest rate downward movements in the short term. On the contrary, we should be seeing interest rates in the real and on the nominal side moving up.
Did you have any surprises from what you heard from Rousseff today about the economy? I know there was some noise made about perhaps some willingness to have the private sector involved in ways that of investing in infrastructure and the like that many didn't expect.
You know, since her inauguration with her speech in the Congress and what I've been seeing on the news today, there are some positive news, especially on that side, on infrastructure, privatization.
With the Sao Paulo airport, perhaps private capital being used to build that.
Exactly. So, you know, this is all good news, and I think that all of the information that we're gathering from Brasilia also about the freezes and budgetary cuts are also very important. I think that the sooner that she outlines all of these guidelines for how the private sector is going to be participating in her government and how much fiscal policy restraint we should be expecting going forward, the better it is for the markets.
All right. Well, we're going to continue to watch just what happens. Thank you so much, Marcelo, for giving us your forecasts.